And we are live. Give me just a moment, folks, those of you who are watching, so that I can get the link to the places it needs to be. And hopefully StreamYard doesn't take a shit on me like it did 5 minutes ago. Alrighty. We got that. And let me drop this in the narthex. Okay, that's one place. This is sufficiently important that I'm just dropping that shit right in general. I don't care who doesn't like it. Alrighty, so we've got the link posted in a couple of places that are important, namely my home and Suit Yourself's home, which is super important.
Very.
Hi, Pete. Hi, Marie. Damn, we've already got 9 people watching. That kind of makes me nervous. Hi, Timmy.
A little bit.
Yeah, so I don't think any introductions are necessary, but I'm Bells of Nevermore, and this is Retro Reviews, the real Retro Reviews, who turns out to be a pretty decent man. So I want to say something right now. There is not going to be any shit talking. There is not going to be any acrimony or nastiness in the side chat, because if you do it, if you start attacking him or me or anyone, I will hide you with a quickness. And if I don't do it, if I'm focused on what I'm saying for some reason, then Kaylee Bear will hide you. Adorkables. Hang on a second. I think I need to actually mod her first. There. Okay. So we're not going to have any chaos. We're not going to have anybody being mean. So here we go. Now, as I had said to you in private, I'm not going to be an asshole about the questions I'm going to ask. I'm just going to, approachably ask them, and I'm going to give you plenty of time to answer, and we'll discuss stuff. I might, ask a couple of things to clarify things, but I'm not trying to dig into you. I'm not trying to make you feel put on the spot. What I'm trying to do is make sure that all of this gets put to rest and left there, and so that everybody, especially Suit Yourself and you, can go forward and feel kind of unburdened. But as I said in private, some of the questions are going to be tough. And I know you got the courage. You got this. I know you got the courage to handle it, and I'll help. So please don't, I'm not going to be a dick, I promise. I'm not. We had too good of a friendship before all of this. So
I get that.
Okay, yes, and Professor says, as soon as we can pass this kidney stone, the sooner everyone can move on. Very, very succinct way to put it. I've had a kidney stone. Oh my God. Ow. Yeah.
I have not.
Don't, okay, well, yeah. Don't get one if you can avoid it, but yeah. Okay, first of all, can you describe what exactly led you to a situation where you felt like you needed to present yourself as being female?
Yes. I do role play a lot, so sometimes I'll also have like my role play account with my non role play account. So sometimes I'll role play a lot. I got mistaken for a female, and I never corrected people, and I kept going and going and going, and then it just kind of blew up.
Okay, was it? Were you in a situation where the attention you were getting while you were presenting as female felt better than the attention you get when you present as male?
Yes, I would say so. Yes.
Okay. I can understand that because I've had it happen to me. Now, what led you to not break the illusion that people had of you? Because when it happened to me, hi, Suit. I remember when such a thing happened to me, when this wonderful young woman who the friendship didn't survive, and it was unfortunate. When they came to me telling me that they loved me, my answer was, hey, I hate to tell you this, and I'm sorry, but I'm female and I'm also considerably older than you are, and this isn't going to go anywhere. And unfortunately, they were really upset, accused me of misleading them. So I know it was difficult. What exactly, what was your mindset as this was going on? Was it a fear thing?
Yes, most definitely. I just kept going, and longer it went, more if I said something, lose like friendships and communities, and it was just easier.
Yeah, yeah. My heart goes out to you, but I can't say that I agree with doing that for obvious reasons. It gets people hurt, including you. And that's not something I want for anybody. Dishonesty is very, very erosive, even when it starts out as unintentional. All right. Now, this one is going to be a rough question, and I want you to bear with me. What led you to use Melanie's pics? Is that her name? Your friend?
Yes.
Okay. What led that? I mean, why wouldn't it be just a stock model somewhere? Or someone you didn't know as well?
I don't really have a good answer for that. I just chose someone who was really, really, really close to me, so I used that.
Okay. Was it a kind of, I don't know a good way to phrase this. Were you kind of wishing that you were her? And that sounds shittier than I mean it.
No.
Okay.
But she is a good friend though, and very kind person. So probably maybe a little bit.
I can understand that. She is quite lovely. How much does Melanie know about everything that happened?
Nothing yet.
Okay. We'll come back to that in a little while. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, there you are. Oh, I think my connection is doing a thing. It's probably the weather. All right. So we'll come back to Melanie in a bit. I don't want to just belabor that. Now, around the time of Valentine's Day, okay, so the invite remains for you to come on if you want to. Around Valentine's Day, I told you that Suit Yourself was very sincere when he was flirting with you. And we were in private when I said this, and that might have been a pretty much prime time for you to say, hey, look, can you get me out of this situation? Did you think of doing that when I said that? When I said that, well, he really does want you to be his Valentine.
I didn't really think too much of it because I wasn't thought you were like serious at the time until we like talked.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we now know what the truth is, that it was very serious. And Catherine, if you watch the stream back, we do kind of go in that. That's the first question I asked, actually. So now when it started to come out from the Ear Juice crew and others that what was happening is what was happening, my understanding is that you pushed back really hard and you tried to dig in. Can you describe what led to you wanting to push back on it? and not like not immediately just come clean and say, hey, listen, this is what's going on. I'm sorry. Like the minute you were confronted with it, what led to you not wanting to do that and wanting to fight about it?
I don't think I really understand the question.
The question is you doubled down when Suit Yourself, as Toxic just said. Thank you, Toxic, for a better phraseology. Instead of coming clean, you doubled down when Suit Yourself was asking, hey, listen, is this really what's happening? Are you catfishing me? I don't know what the conversation actually looked like, having not been privy to it.
Oh, okay, yes. I fear that it's like I said, yeah, like fear, just basically deny everything. It's a lot easier.
Right. And I'm sure that was painful, and I have to really lift you up and applaud you for standing fast, facing the question and answering it. I understand why you would have been frightened. I'm sure that this isn't particularly comfortable for you right now. But as I said, I'm not going to let anybody be an asshole to you, nor am I going to do it myself. Toxic, this isn't the time. I understand that you're trying to provide some levity right now, but can you maybe don't? Because this isn't the stream for that. And Pete has a question. Why would you try to mediate with ear juice idiots knowing what they were like? Surely you set up your own exposure. And I wouldn't probably have phrased it like that, but that's a good point. And let me know if you need, to take a break and change the subject for a couple of minutes, because if it's too intense, we can.
It's okay. I'm just rereading the question.
Yeah, I'll put it back up there.
I don't see it.
If you look at the stream, it should be popped up. My question is one step before that. Why would you try to mediate with the ear juice idiots knowing what they were like? Surely you set up your own exposure.
Yes. It's because I think Ruby was also true in it. Like I like to go in and try mediate through everything. So not
you
just
did that with me in Suit. You did try to do that. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm sorry.
There's a huge lag. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
That try help out people. So squash things, and went a little too crazy.
Yeah, I understand.
It just I didn't know how far he was gonna go. So
I wish he hadn't gone as far as he did. Everybody got hurt. Okay, so I'm going to go back down to other questions. I have to read everything that Suit says. I have to put everything he says on screen for obvious reasons.
Of course.
Robert, you sound like a typical gay guy. Were you in love with me hoping I would somehow be Do you have to use the term poo jabber in this situation, Suit? Why are you such a brat?
Loves me hoping be switched to I would say yes. He is hilarious, of course. You know that.
Yes. Yes. And yeah. And I have had situations where I've cared deeply for somebody, loved them very much. This is years ago. Knowing that she would never be able to feel the same way about me because she was straight. So I know what that feels like from firsthand experience, and it's the worst. And I'm sorry. Uphill Gardener. Jeez. We got crazy people in this chat right now, don't we? At least things are staying light in there. And Mama Cass says something I think you should hear. I have a respect for you being here, and I'm glad that you've tried to keep a friendship with Suit after it all. I have to say the same. This takes a lot of courage. So this is trying to switch a straight man to a donut pusher. Dear God, Suit. I get this every single time I stream. He'll pop up and he'll be a brat.
I see that on some streams. I don't catch every stream. I do work a lot, so it's like, I do also took like tons of time off the internet. So then I popped on like a little bit, and then I got a whole bunch of DMs and stuff. So that's why I popped on Twitter and I did those comments.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about my issues with a couple of things that you said, which we've really kind of gone over. It's not that important. Okay. Now we have two really decent moderators in here, so if anything else happens, we can like unhappen it. Now, hang on a second. You had said, and I want you to go into detail on this one because this one is important. You had said that you were going to be making a video, putting your point of view and your perspective on all of this forward. And this, I want this to kind of be that video, and I want to just kind of, be the arm you lean on when this gets rough. But can you go into what led you? Well, we need to handle this question first, but what made you think making me fall in love with a beautiful female what was the plan after that? How would you gay flip me?
Like I said before, there was really no plan. Just kept going, and eventually I thought it would end afterwards.
Right. Did you have an end game? Did you have any kind of an end game or plan of how you were going to back away from it?
Yes. I wasn't thinking that far ahead.
Okay. I understand. Yes, Skitter says something important. Remember, zero drama. So far we have had none, which has been really important. Catherine, that was answered before. Yes, he did. So, and this question's gonna suck. What we need to go back to why you didn't make the video as you said you were going to do, and please go into as much detail.
Yes. When I first began to do the videos, I kept it was work issues, with lots of work issues. And I had COVID time, so I was going to do it. I had people talk to me in DMs though. Ultimately, not gonna make excuses. It was my decision not to make it, yes, but I listened to other people's advice and weighed pros and cons, and ultimately did not do it because I was told to be made into content, and it was best it would cause more issues to not do the video.
Okay. Are you willing to say who it was that was doing that was pushing you not to do it? I know one person.
Ultimately it was like my choice, so I don't really feel like I should say their names, but the blame's on me for not doing it.
Okay. That's honorable. And I really feel very bad for you for the discomfort that you're feeling. And again, this is taking a lot of courage, and I do applaud that. And it seems like most of the people in the chat are as well. I can't tell what's going through Toxic's mind, but Toxic is an absolute weirdo, and we like him just that way. The levity is, he's
sorry. You can never really quite tell what's going through Toxic's mind, but he's one of the hilarious people that I enjoy watching from time to time as well.
Yeah, he's a screwball, and he's got a heart of gold. You know, you gotta love him. Um, yeah, Blair White could almost turn me gay. All right, now this question is going to be a tough one, and the only way I can ask this is straight out. After this stream, would you be willing to send this video to Melanie and talk to her about what happened and come clean with her? Because I think that is so important.
It'll be take a lot, but yes.
Okay, I am going to check with you on that.
She is currently not working right now. She's on vacation, so it will take a little bit of time, but yes.
Okay, I am going to keep checking with you on that. And I have to be straight with you. If too much time goes past and it seems like she hasn't gotten the news, I am going to direct message her through Facebook, and I am going to send her the link to this video. I know, Suit. But let's, Robert, let's prove Suit to be wrong for once. Can you give me your word?
Yes. I definitely will do it.
Okay. Did you warn her to block everyone that messaged her?
No. She just asked me why there's tons of people messaging her.
Well, that was a lie then. It will be a lie later. Okay. How are you doing? Are you sound a little bit shaky? Are you all right?
Yes.
Okay. Suit, I'm going to hold him to this. And it is so important. And Valkyrie has an unfortunately tough question. Many of us know Suit has had a rough go, and knowing that, how could you even start a relationship on false pretenses?
Jeez. It wasn't even my intention. It just went, and I liked banter. I liked chat with him, and just went a little too far, mixing realities.
Right. Do you feel like you didn't know where reality left off and fantasy began?
Yes.
Okay. Side suggestion, if you don't already have one, please consider getting into some kind of therapy. Because that can lead to very, very scary places, and I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anyone.
Like I said in our DMs, I do have one.
One second. All right. And this is a pretty good. Sid says you got excited that the person you were in love with actually showed you affection back. But it wasn't you I was into, it was your illusion. And that's really, really sad. And I wish it could have been different for both of you, because I don't want either of you hurting. And Mama Cass says it's going to be hard to own up, but it's the only way to gain the respect back. It's not just white lies. People got hurt from lies, which is sad. So I'm going to be with you on this, and I'm going to be a presence with this, because I don't feel like I can let go of agency of this when I've gotten this deep into it and actually gotten you to, step forward and throw off the cloak of bullshit and come clean. And that's some power. This is you taking your power back. You don't have to hide now.
Yes.
But we've got to get
yes.
it. It's okay. We've got to get this clear through Melanie too, because it's really not fair to her. She's got to keep having people messaging her, and the people that do it might be like way shitty about it. It's best that you hear it from you, possibly even from me. If you like, we can friend each other on Facebook, though I barely use it, and you can introduce us, and then the three of us can talk if you feel like you need somebody to mediate. Somebody from the community that this happened in, that's not just going to be 10 different kinds of an asshole about it.
That would be actually good.
Yeah. So I'm willing to step forward and take ownership of it that far. Now I'm going to throw this out to the chat. Am I missing any questions? Does anybody else? Minimo, what happened is the Ear Juice crew and a couple of other people started digging into retro and found out. Being friend? No, because nobody's going to steal my damn pictures. I mean, shit. A 56-year-old woman? No. I come on. Yes, and this is my worry. She might be getting trolled and stalked by less well-meaning people. And if you bring me forward and say, "Hey, listen, this is the person that did the interview," they are in fact not a douchebag. At least I try not to be. Sometimes I douchebag a little, but not often. And I think it might be a very good idea for the three of us to have a kind of a group chat.
Most definitely.
Okay, so I will help you through this, and I don't want you to worry. Now, does anyone have any questions? Does anyone feel like I'm missing anything? As I did do a fair bit of preparation for this. Actually, stuff I learned to do when I was training for the priestesshood.
Really?
Retro, yeah. Coffee Creamer wants to know if Alba is really your dog.
Yes, she is.
Well, please give that good dog a cookie and tell her that she is the goodest girl.
She's actually sleeping right now.
Oh, she's asleep. They want to know if they can see. Toxic wants to know if you can see show the puppy.
Yes. I'll try to do that 1 second. I can pump up. I guess I can probably move my computer and put the camera on first there. Let's see if I can.
Puppy! We need to see the puppy?
Cam.
No. Toxic. Chill.
Why is it not putting my camera on?
Because it's being rude. We got to see a puppy. We're not seeing any nudes, so stop being a tallywhacker head.
Is it showing anything?
Oh, I see legs. There's Alba. Aw, there she is.
Perfect, it worked.
Yay.
I'm really not used to StreamYard, so.
Yeah. Valkyrie says, I've had a close friend use my photos from Instagram to catfish someone. They never spoke to me after being confronted. If she has been spoken to by others, please speak to her yourself so she can heal, that's part of why I'm asking this of you. Everybody that's involved in this, even if they were just adjacent and not directly impacted by it, does need to have their chance to relax, heal, let this go, and put it back in 2020 where it belongs, along with the other shit things that happened. That storm that put me in the hotel room, that actually happened in 2020. That's my story, and I'm sticking by it, because that was ass. Um, so hang on a second. Okay, by the way, we're unbanning you from the Narthex, so if you were to choose to come back, you can come back and I will send you an invite, but you're going to have to earn your way up.
Understandable.
Yeah. Now, Suit had a question way back there. Yes, it is a violating feeling being catfished. As you know, it happened to me over a course of 5 years. Does your brother know you did all this to me and how far you went?
No.
And he's also asking, did you if he doxed your brother like Wizard claims? I can probably guess that that's no, because that just doesn't seem like shit you would do. Suit?
I would say no. I can see why they would say it wasn't just Wizard. I've also had other people who claimed it was as well, because it's posted in the Discord with the first and last name, but in the video it was blurred, so that was nice.
Yes. Now, I know for a fact that Suit would not just not dox your brother, he would not dox anyone. Even when we hated each other like poison, he fucking never dropped anything that wasn't public that I hadn't already said. Yeah, it wasn't a public Facebook. I know for a fact that he would just never do that, because that's, that's one of the main things that he considers against his code of honor, to use a term. As long as you don't feel that way, and as long as you don't have that as a perception, then that can be put to rest too.
I'll admit, when I was first DM'd about it from Hala and Wizard and a bunch of other people, I did feel that way at first, till I took some time and rethought, and less angry and upset.
Well, I'll be blunt. Hola Banana is a major shit disturber. I've had problems with her doing that with me as well. She was the person that sent writings nudes to me. So this is stuff, this is stuff that she's kind of known for doing. She like throws gasoline on fires and sits back and watches for her own entertainment. I've watched this happen too many times. And Suit says, well, you knew who you were lying to. You knew how far I presume that means go, if you decided to continue to lie to me.
Yes, I did. But I wasn't thinking like clearly at that time.
Right. Which we've covered, we've been over. I understand the blurring. Other people might not. They might consider that to be you trying to prevaricate to a certain degree, but I don't have that perception as that. However, I have to let other people, have their own take on it, because we can't just tell people what to feel, what to think, how to deal with something.
Of course not.
Now, Mama Cass asks an interesting question. How do you feel about the whole experience?
Regret. That was pretty stupid. A lot more clear now that time has passed. So it's good to actually chat and stuff and get through it.
Kaylee actually asks a pretty compassionate question here.
Oh, there we go. Let's see. Imagine. Yeah, I definitely did not think I would be able to. Um, After chatting, I just basically left all servers. Basically deleted everyone, and figured I just take some time, take away. I even deleted Suit at one point,
I know.
and I quickly re-added him. Like I think a few hours ago. Like after that, but
Okay. Um, Now back a little ways. Suit asked a question, and this is going to get into something a little bit ugly, but I think it needs to be discussed. And it's probably going to cause a bunch of shit to fall on my head, and I kind of don't care because what else can this person do? How did you feel about what Righty started doing to Suit and also to me?
um, when he was doing these before he started doing these things, I was like I said, I wasn't even online. I was doing
Uh
my own
huh.
thing, and then he messaged me to alert me of what Suit was doing with was it the baiting and the posting, asking me how I can support a person to like financially who does that, and then I wasn't sure what he was talking about. I looked into the things, and I was I was upset, and then I of course withdrew support. Also, people are saying if if I kept it, he'd probably be nice to me. So I also removed it to show that you can't buy Suit.
No, you can't. You can't.
And I don't agree with everything I saw posted on Ruddy's Twitter. I've told him that I didn't see everything until I watched the Suits video, and some of the things I definitely do not agree with. Ruddy asked me if I really was upset. I would call him out. I'm learning to think and stuff before I post now, because otherwise I just post and then we have like incidents of what you and me had. So I try to think
Yes.
before I post.
Well, I hope I didn't come off as being just a complete twat waffle to you, but I wanted to make sure that you understood the absolutely ridiculously horrendous situation that I was in. I was, sitting there facing, okay, shitty choice, maybe not, maybe slightly less shitty choice, definitely shittier choice, and so I had to take the least of the evils.
Mm.
Professor is asking, to what extent was Righty trying to instigate recent events behind the scenes? Do you think Righty was trying to gas you up?
Trying to gas me up or Suit up?
Trying to gas you up.
Let's right. Trying to I don't. I'm not totally sure. Rice always been really good to me. So has Jess. They were there for me, even though I was a shithead and left. Um, I'm pretty sure a lot of those things he's posted, he's even told me is same thing as that Suit would do. He would meme. He would do tweets. He's not doing any further than what Suit would do. It's what it was the way I understand it. And I definitely did not know much about it till I got a DM from Reddy,
Right.
and maybe it
Right.
was a gas up, but I'm not. I don't think
Suit,
so.
Suit, did I misinterpret the question somehow? Man, we got 40 people in here. I don't know that I've ever had this many people in a live. I'm like low key freaking out because I'm used to 12 people. Suit, did I misinterpret the way I read Professor's question or something? Or yeah, 'cause text is always very hard to jibe. Let's see. Angela, all I could. Okay, was it talking about gassing? Okay, do you feel like Righty was gassing Suit up?
He was definitely would definitely want to try to get a reaction. Yes. I
Hold on, my
we
headphones are trying to fall off. There we go. Okay. All right, so I did kind of have it right. 42 people, I'm going to faint. But the same could be asked about Suit. The my perception is he was trying to gas everyone up, pit everyone against each other because some men just want to watch the world burn. And it's really regrettable.
I think it was also to get a reaction because, like you said, he's like not important, and he ended up getting you guys to do a video on him. So he's now. So you basically made him relevant.
Yeah, with his whole 18 subscribers or followers
that's on his Twitter. He has way more friends than you guys even know.
Well, okay. And I put in a police report on him, so we'll see what happens. I'm not fucking with this. I mean, everybody here that knows me to any degree knows that past a certain point, I start I start decompensating with some stuff, or I get real damn serious. And it wasn't just for me that I decided to call this a halt. It was for everybody that he's been hurting. And I don't care what kind of friends he has. I don't care where he has said friends. And Suit asks if his friends agree with what Righty has done. They are friends I don't want. Do you agree with what Righty's been doing?
Do I agree with everything he's been posting? No, I've made that clear. I've also said like definitely Dan Paulo is real. You are vets. I don't agree with any of definitely any of that. Bringing up dead parents, I told him something was not something I would personally do. It's his memes, sure. I didn't have a problem with the memes. I'll admit, like the pictures, because Suit posts memes. Sure, different intent, yes, but memes are memes. But I'll admit the rope one and some of the memes were probably not good, especially like that Nazi one. That one I do not agree with it at all.
No, but posting anyone as a Nazi is bad enough. But he's apparently so dense that he didn't realize that he was trying to call Suit the gentleman that refused to stand up and give a Nazi salute, which makes him, in my eyes, a hero. Memes I don't care about either. It's just Raina, Righty pissed in the entire swimming pool. We've gone over a lot of territory here, so my suggestion to anybody that's tuning in right now is, go on ahead and watch from the beginning. And Suit is specifically talking about the pedo and grooming shit.
Yes, I saw that in chat too. Yeah, I definitely do not agree with that. I know Righty did say he did get pedo and grooming mixed up. Which I don't know, but about that. But the grooming allegations is because of the whole face thing. But I've talked to people younger, older than me. It doesn't mean you're a groomer or a pedophile.
Yeah. I've taught younger role players how to role play. I don't really talk to anybody that's under 18. I have a conversation in a public venue with someone that's 16 and up. I don't start really getting into the meat and bones of writing with anybody that isn't 18 and up. And I vastly prefer not to role play with anybody that isn't over 25. One exception is Skitter, one of my mods here in the chat. And we're playing in a group. We're not playing in any kind of a private setting, and I wouldn't. So, yeah. Yeah, have you seen that Righty Exposed video? I know it's long. It's long as shit. You'll probably have to watch it in seconds, but yeah, it goes.
Yeah, I have watched it. I finished that one, and I just finished the other Suit video about Jess about 2 hours ago.
Okay.
I will say Righty has not, and Jess has not I've watched it, and then they asked me about what it was about. So I've told them what I saw from it because they asked me because they haven't watched it.
Well, Professor brings up a salient point. Honestly, Retro, I thought you could have publicly gone further on Twitter in countering that slander that Righty was saying, but I understand and respect your pragmatic nature. I personally wouldn't have just, given it the lukewarm response, and forgive me for saying it, but I don't feel like you went far enough, because if I had seen friends of mine behaving in such a fashion, and if I saw friends of mine behaving in such a fashion, I would be like, look, what the fuck are you doing? You know that that's not true, because he does know that that's not true.
I didn't go for it publicly. I've talked to them, to Jess and Reddy, almost daily in DMs. So I didn't make it public. Maybe I should have, but yes, I have talked to them.
I'm a little angry at both. Well, I'm extremely angry at Righty, but now I'm irritated at Jess too, because she doubled down on all the bullshit that went on with the deity community, and all of a sudden it's February of 2020 again, and she's like going on, and she hasn't watched it, and then went to Spurg about Suit and me to deity. So I'm very angry at her as well, and neither of us brought Jess up until she started flapping her lips, to use Suit's term.
I talked to Jess, and she was asked on by deity to that stream, and it was just about, she was only supposed to mention you. She accidentally let slip and talked about Suit, who she didn't even, wasn't her intention to talk about Suit at all.
Well, I'm not okay with what she said in any way. I don't beg. There's a big difference between going, damn, I wish I had $30 to get these damn beads, just offhandedly, which is what that was. And like just blatantly and flagrantly, constantly asking people for money, and never asked deity for money. I never asked anyone else, with the scooter incident, for money. I said, hey, can you boost my signal? I'm stuck. And that was that. But they're making it into some huge thing, and I don't appreciate it.
I didn't really know anything about that stuff.
I don't think you knew me then.
No, I didn't even know about the deity stream because I didn't get to watch it. I'm subscribed to him, but like I said, I'm also pretty busy. So it's like I didn't even know Jess was on there until Righty commented about it to me, and I saw your Suits and your video on it.
Yeah, and also, Righty has been going around calling me a pedo as well, which, I'm sure Jess is now like, buying into that dialogue too. And she opened the floodgates, as Coy Wolf said, for her to rehash old drama, or for deity to rehash old drama. A lot of this shit didn't need to happen, but Jess and Righty have been causing this to happen. Because I was going to walk away. I was just going to be like, yeah, whatever, fuck you.
It's mostly been Righty. Like Jess, she always told me she wanted to stay out of the drama and everything, and she actually has been until deity asked her on the stream, and then she felt like she had to say something.
Yeah, well, it's because they're together, and I've got proof of that, and I don't care if I out them about that, because they're trying to throw me under the bus and do all this shit to me. And, the amount of lies that I have been told, and a lot of the lies I'm not coming out with because I don't think that that's fair to some people. It'll hurt more people and break more things than it's going to fix, but we'll see how much, as Suit says, we'll see how much of a brain Jessica has. If she believes what Righty has posted about me and Bells, then she doesn't have one at all, and I'm afraid I'd have to agree. So I know they're your friends. I'm sure you care about them a great deal. But being a friend means that you sometimes have to take your friend aside and go, hey, do you realize that you're actually being an entire asshole right now?
Yes, I do agree. That's why there's a lot of things I have not agreed with. They tell me their points of views and stuff, and I have a whole bunch of DMs that we were going back and forth, and I can see why they have their issues with certain things. I've never really discussed or brought up any of them because for a long time, like also Jess has asked me to keep her out of the drama, so I've never really speak about what goes on in my
But
DMs.
she's put herself in drama. She got on Deity's stream and got in drama herself, which invalidates all of the stuff that she told me about having anxiety and not being able to handle drama. And she was laughing at me and calling me heavy down, which that name is one that I've completely divorced myself from, as everybody here knows. So that was disrespectful in the extreme. And even though we'd walked out of each other's life, I stopped talking about her. I was going to just let her be at peace, let her do whatever. I was afraid that so much as DMing her was going to cause her anxiety to accelerate.
I do want to say,
Uh-huh.
every time we talk in DMs and she mentions you, like she does say bells. That was the first time I've heard her say heavy down. I think it's because that's how Deity usually says it. So I think it's just too basically because of how he always calls heavy down, and he might not know your new name.
Of course he knows my new name.
He certainly does not use it.
He's intentionally being disrespectful, kind of like the lie about me asking for lip injections. I don't want them. They're high risk. They don't, they're not permanent. They run a risk of making your mouth lopsided as they wear off, and there's nothing wrong with my face. It's, preposterous that even be something that I was, posted as having done. It's ridiculous. So,
Then,
I'm sorry, but and I don't want, Kaylee mentioned that it's almost kind of like we're grilling you about shit that other people have done. I think what we're looking for is to see, whether you have an independent moral compass, which I think you do, it feels like you do, or whether you're just, going to like continue to, play both sides against the middle.
I have not played both sides. Like I said, they are my friends. But I don't agree with everything. Righty, we do talk, not as often anymore, but he does send me a DM every now and then. Jess, I talk more than Righty.
Okay. I don't ask people to choose between friends. That's just horseshit. I'm not 16 years old. I wouldn't ask that of you. All I'm asking is that you really, focus some perception on what it is that they're doing, which is damaging people that just want to be left the fuck alone. Because they can do whatever. I mean, she can like uproot herself and go move to Liverpool if she wants to. I really don't care. I really don't care. What I care about is not being called, I care about not being called a pedophile. I care about having my work left alone and not being torn down by idiots.
And I actually do agree. The word pedo gets thrown around way too easily without actual evidence, and it's damaging. So I've actually made it clear that I don't agree with that at all.
Okay. Raina, you're crazy. Liver is freaking delicious. I just had chicken liver last night. Okay.
Yes. Yes. I want to address that. Yes. I understand. But
Professor, let me stop you for just a second. Professor, that's what this video is. We are, these questions, everything that I have been asking and saying has had its intent behind it, to have Robert own the situation, and he has, would you be willing to voice a very direct apology to Suit right now?
Yes. Like I said before, I was really stupid. I do apologize for how things went and all my actions. And like I said, I took some time, and I really know it was really stupid. And it's real life. It's not role play, and people can get hurt. And I am sorry. And I probably could have like came forward a little bit earlier, and I didn't. And that was just fear and me wanting to continue with all the friendships, and
Right.
I reacted really, really badly.
Suit wants to know if you still love him. Okay, Angela. Angela, I love you, but we're not here to, kick Robert around and make him feel any worse than he already does.
No. I'll address that. No, I was working on a video. It was my choice not to put it out, yes, but I weighed the pros and cons. Like one of my friends actually told me to weigh out what would be better. And I was also instructed that it could be just more content, more back and forth. And I figured I'd not drop the video and find a better way to express my feelings. I didn't know how to do that. And then this opportunity came.
Okay, and I posted this in the chat, but I want to say this straight out. I don't want to effectively punish someone for doing the right thing. And, take care, Angela. I'm sorry that you don't agree with me, but this is the way that I feel is the proper way to do it. And it's not that I'm protecting Retro, it's that I am allowing there to be a chance for him to come clean and move forward and get this in the past and step forward as himself. And Suit says you didn't do a video because you don't want Melanie to find out. Melanie's going to find out, Suit. I'm going to see to that.
Yes, I would say that was also part of it. Like I said, I was asked to weigh the pros and cons, and that was also, yes, a con.
No, we're gonna handle that between the three of us. Suit, I'm gonna go the distance and beyond to make sure that happens, and that every part of this is laid to rest. And I agree, you are being very brave for doing this. It is a chance for closure. Fredo there is my oldest friend in here. I've known him since 2006. So, we're real life friends also.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we know each other in real life. But does anyone have any other questions? Anything else that you want to bring forward?
Oh, I do want to address. I think I saw the thing before about this ending Suit posted. Yes, I know you don't ask people to choose sides. That's true, and you do judge people by their actions of who they're friends with. Yes, about and I do respect Jess and Righty. They were there for me when everyone else wrote me off. My actions, yes, but they were there for me, and I do call them out, but they were there when I had no one else to talk to. So that was on me, yes, but they were there. So was Keely.
Okay. I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily think that you should just divest yourself of friends, regardless. However, it sounds like almost kind of like you're settling in some ways, because these people have said and done some pretty bad stuff lately.
Yes.
It's like pretty unforgivable stuff. And again, I'm not asking you to just like walk away from them.
No, and I do not agree with with everything they do. Um, that's 100%. And just that it's they're my friends, and I will hit them over the head. I will tell them when they're doing wrong, but I can't just like toss them aside. Righty and me are basically we really don't talk as much. I know he's keeping his friend circle small now. Um,
Yeah.
that's why I don't even know if I'm still part of that friend circle as of yet. But like he does like message me every so often. But
Mm-hmm.
Jess, she is a really close friend. We talk almost daily, almost, and I see her viewpoints, but she's not going to be that bad in my view. If she does something wrong, I do call her out, but I haven't had to call her out.
Okay. I think you need to have a conversation with her about the shit she pulled on Deity's stream.
Yes, I saw the video, like I said, not too long ago, and I will be we'll be talking about it. I do know I do see her points. I've seen screenshots of and why she's upset with you. I don't know the whole reason of why she's upset with Suit, but
Well, she was never comfortable with the friendship between me and Suit because she was aware of all of the stuff that happened, and she felt like I was just overly attached as a friend, and I really don't care. You can go on ahead and say that Abraham Lincoln and Joshua Swift were overly attached as friends. But that kind of friendship is the kind of friendship that we have. It's like almost like military battle buddies. So, really, 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 really close, but it's still just a friendship, and every goddamn buddy knows that if they have a clue. But she had a problem with that, see?
yes, and
Are
yes,
you okay?
yes, I am. I just like I do get like why Stu's upset as and my response is probably not the greatest, but I I know Suit doesn't like to do the guilt by association. No one likes that. I
Uh-huh.
don't even like it
Right.
when Reddy tries that. Um, I will call out their inappropriate behavior, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, they are my friends.
Okay.
Just like I have other friends. If I chose, there was like people who didn't like Irish. I was friends with her, and like but if people are being bad and inappropriate, I will call it out. Just like you know yourself, Bills. I wasn't. I was quick to call out the what I thought was animal animal endangerment
Mhm.
until I got more information, and I do apologize for those tweets as well. But I'm a huge animal person, so when I saw Ray's tweets and what I thought, I'm not sure if I told you in DMs, but when I thought you were spending about $400 a night, I added up in my
No,
head.
no, no, no. It's about $106 a night.
See, in my mind, I didn't know that. I saw $400 or $300 and added up per night, and I added up. And I was like, you can definitely get
No,
it.
I understand that it was a misunderstanding. Um oh shit. I keep trying to put something on screen, the chat moves. Kaylee asks, do you feel guilty in beating yourself up and that's why you're being so forgiving of others because you likewise want to be forgiven and wish for that?
I would say so too. Yes, because everyone fucks up. Everyone has a chance to redeem themselves. Not everyone's good. Not everyone's bad. I've said that before. People have DM me, asked me if I hate you or even Bells. In suit. I've gotten so much DMs of people wanting me to come into communities and badmouth you guys, and it's like I just don't want to do that. It's like
Jesus Christ. We're going to have to talk about that one in private. And Suit says something that's got a bit of a barb to it. If you can be friends with someone who has done what they have done to me on Twitter, if you can agree with all of that and remain friends, I have zero interest in you. Good day.
I've not said I agreed with everything they have done at all. That's no.
Yeah. And
yes, I do know what he did with Hypa. I've called him out for that. We actually had a very, very huge argument about that. He left the server. And when he came back, he apologized to me and we worked things out. He's been good. He has been good to me. He hasn't been good to you or Bells, yes. But I've also told him my feelings on certain aspects of what I very, very disapprove of.
okay, Kitty, if they're willing to treat me and Suit this way, do you have any worry that they might do the same thing to you, even though they've supported you in the past? I do worry that that's what they're going to do to you. I do worry that eventually they're going to, drop you and just shit on you.
I'll admit I've never thought of that, but they were.
You should. You should be very careful. And I'm not trying to tear your friends down. I'm not trying to, sit there and slag off Jess and Righty, but they have done some pretty bad shit. Very bad shit. My concern is that they're going to turn around and do the same bad shit to you. Righty does have a pattern of doing something flagrantly ridiculous and then coming back and apologizing and then turning around and doing it again. The other thing that is characteristic of Righty is he will befriend somebody and then turn around and make friends with somebody that the first friend is very uncomfortable with or that has harmed the first friend, and then ride the fence so that he can enjoy. I don't know whether he enjoys the discomfort or what, but this is a pattern. I've watched him do it like 3 or 4 times now. If they are willing, and Kitty continues, if they are, that's what they're called. If they are willing to do this to other people, it is a very well risk. Just being blunt, because I've been in that situation. I don't know you, Retro, but I don't want to see that happen to you, nor do I. These people have a tendency to play people false when it's either entertaining or convenient for them. He took screenshots of shit set out of context to make Hypa mad at me, and essentially tried to break us up while we were together. Probably was the catalyst of us breaking up, to be honest. I don't know. They're saying maybe Retro is just like them. I mean, he's known to lie, and Suits as possible, Ruby. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to foster an environment where it is better for you to be honest than it is to give in to fear, because your lies are based on fear, or based on trying to please people and keep people happy.
Yes. And I'm going to also say I really don't care what Ruby has to say. I've seen so much stuff.
She's another person that I want to foster an environment where she can do good things. We used to detest each other. She actually, gave docs of mine to Queen of Spade. That's all. Yes. Water so far under the bridge at this point that it's out to sea. Because what I want to do is I want to be a reason for people to learn things about themselves, better themselves, and do better overall. I just want to make the world less shitty.
I find it humorous of her saying about lies when she herself is a doxer.
That's been forgiven.
It is.
And I want it let go. So, and there are going to just be people that are not going to, there's more to that story. We can all agree that Queen's a big pain in the ass, and I don't really want to do more than, have her be adjacent to all of this. Because a lot of the doxing and the other horse shit that she did is a fuck of a lot worse than anything Ruby ever did. And Brad says, walk away from them, Retro, because they will turn on you. There are better people out there. And you got a whole goddamn bunch of people here. I want you to think about that. There are some people that are critiquing you and being angry at you and saying that they don't want anything to do with you. There are actually more people in the chat right now that are being supportive. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I'll take that. Yes. This is a lot to think about, and like I said, I don't just jump to decisions. I look at everything, and like I said, I've been gone for a while. I had DMs from Ready about this, and like I said, I look at everything. I even forgave Suits for baiting me, and I'm easily can forgive, and I like to try to usually work things out with people. But I know there is a point when you can't, and you have to walk away. And I have not, because I don't know if the damage is irreversible. Righty, maybe, but Jess hasn't done way too much shit. There's that you can't usually forgive.
Well, Suit's asking, what do you mean by baiting you? And Ruby Violet has a couple of questions that I want to get to in a minute.
Suit, Righty has even told me that you baited me. You yourself has said you baited Righty and used my name and in it.
Well, and Kaylee says, remember the brony thing. And I don't care. I know some bronies. One of the bronies I know is a goddamn Marine. This guy's like he's fucking terrifying. He's like 6'2" or 6'3". And, you couldn't be more hyper masculine than that. And there he is wearing a brony t-shirt. I'm like, okay. And he just believes in the thing about friendship. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, doxing makes her awful, but pedo allegations are just things you disagree with. Critically think about what you're saying. Doxing is awful, yes, but it's interesting how you compartmentalized. She has a point.
Sorry,
to me, the pedo stuff is really fucking bad.
Oh, doxing makes her awful. I've never accepted pedo allegations. I've never even called to a pedo or groomer, and I've also
haven't.
I've also defended him, saying he is not.
Okay.
Maybe I don't post everything publicly, but I do a lot of things in DMs, and I always have it where DMs are private, and I don't share my DMs.
And Kitty says pedo stuff can be rather serious. It can really fuck up a person's life.
Sorry. Did Reddy apologize to you, Richard? No, he has not. He's told me he called him a pedo and groomer, and he didn't know the difference. But he had someone explain it to him, and that he knows the difference now, and he's not a pedo, but he does classify as a groomer.
Okay, what I want you to do, and what I want you to think about doing, if you're not willing to do this yet, then, I'm not going to take that away from you. I can't stick my hand up your ass like a puppet and make you do shit. Are you willing right now to condemn Righty calling both me and also Suit, especially Suit, because for me it's just kind of tertiary and it's easily debunked.
Yes.
Are you willing to condemn it in so many terms and say, look, it's wrong for this person to have accused you of something that disgusting?
Yes, I do condemn it, and maybe I should be more public about it. Maybe let people know my thoughts and feelings.
Yes, right. Like right
But
now would be
yes,
good.
right now,
Raise hell about it.
I do not approve of any of that at all from Brady. I have not seen Jess post anything at all of that, but yes, I do not and will never think Suit is a pedo or a groomer. Or you. I,
Both are awful.
I
Awful. Neither is worse. One leads to the other.
they can mention it multiple times. I will never think that is true at all.
But let's get Motley Crue about it. Next time they do that, next time somebody says something like that, I want you to shout at the devil. I want you to go, look, bitch, that is absolutely not true. That you know that that's insupportable and not true. It has been debunked repeatedly, and you need to stop, or I'm going to expose you, because that is the reaction that I would have. That's enough. You know you're wrong.
Yes, I definitely agree with that, and I've also said I don't want to hear that at all, because
Good,
if
good.
if you're going to report on things, I've said this to multiple people. If you're going to report on things, either you're going to show evidence,
Uh-huh.
you're going to show facts.
Uh-huh. Good
You
man,
can't
good
you
man.
can't you can't just say something without proof, because that is damaging and can also affect you in real life.
Yes, it
You
can.
your jobs. I've I had, on contrary to belief, I do have friends outside of this internet. I'm not just by myself.
Oh,
Like
I'm
I've
sure.
seen, like
You're
even
in
like when,
fandom. You know,
even like when the ear juice was going off, I'm maybe way back, but I have many friends, and anyone who would say this would be automatically, I would be on their case, because that affects your job and you can't get jobs. You can't.
exactly, exactly. Now, what do you think would happen to me with being an independent author and trying to sell books if somebody happened to stumble over that horse shit? I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able.
Yes.
I'd
That.
get like blackballed.
Yeah, it would affect your sales. It's happened to many celebrities, which, even for books and authors, it would affect your sales. People would not want to buy. They would not, because when people look at your name, they're just going to see an allegation. They're not going to look into what the story behind it is. That's why I've always said no allegations without concrete proof.
There you
I
go.
get that they were trying to also, he was also trying to troll. I don't troll with pedo or groomer
That's not something
allegations.
that. Yeah, that's not something that you would use to troll. My intention is not just to put you in a situation where you can, apologize for the shit that went down. My intent is to actually give you a bit of a spine injection so that this never happens again, so that you never have to be this afraid again, so that you can stand fit, you can stand tough and go, yeah, fuck you, I'm a bisexual man, and if you don't like it, go look over there, fuck off, listen to somebody else, you're an asshole. You don't need to settle for friends, Robert. You can reach out and take the friends that are being supportive of you in this chat right now. I'm back. You're going to be back in the narthex. And you know what kind of an environment the narthex is.
Yes, and I will admit, I don't know, I have fence sit on many things. I will admit, I wanted to be liked. So there's times where I never progressed more, especially when I was like in mod or admin. I would not increase. There was a couple of people that weren't my friends, didn't know, so I
Mm-hmm.
did show more of a spine, like Ruby's saying, but I did fence it a lot because I didn't want
Yes.
to get in the middle. But I've been more. I took a step back. I took some time off, and I've made more vocal decisions.
Good. Well, see, don't sit on the fence, because the only thing that happens when you sit on the fence is you get splinters and a butthole infection. It just goes right up your butt crack. So no more fence sitting. you've got a better political, not political, you know that you've got a better ethical compass than that. You know you do. I know you do because back in the day, I had conversations on conversations with you. And I want to see the power that you had when you were Lexi come forward as Retro, as Robert, because that is your birthright. That is in you. And you need to bring that forward. You don't need this shit. You don't need people that are going to behave in this way. So I'm just laying that down for you to think about. I'm not asking you to come out and say, yeah, well, I completely divorced myself from Jess and Righty or whatever. But I want you to think about that. Just think.
I definitely have a lot to think about.
Yes. How are you doing right now?
Honestly, actually very well.
Good. Do you feel a little more empowered now? Do you feel a little stronger?
I do. I've been thinking about doing this like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been thinking of actually doing more vocal speeches, more things, do more videos, and just actually get back out and not just hide away.
Now, what you want to do right now, what I'd like you to do in this moment, in that tone of power that you had just a second ago, I want you to say, I'm going to do better. I'm sorry it happened. It isn't going to be repeated. I've learned so much, or words to that effect. I want you to just like put it out there. It's like, just be you. Now, take back your power. You don't have to live in the lies.
Yes, I definitely am back. I will do better actions. Think before I post. Think before I say something. Apologize. Very, very sorry. Very, very sorry of my actions, and I'll be more thoughtful and mindful.
Excellent. And I'll be with you on this. And if you stumble, and you might, I will help you get up. I might fuss at you a little bit, but I will help you get up, and I will help you to do better. So now, here we go. How do you feel?
Much better.
You sound a little shaky. I hope you ate. I hope you ate before we did this.
Oh, I I did, yes.
Good, because I had to.
I will say, I still get like a little nervous speaking. As you notice, I didn't speak at all in suits
I know.
chats. Even before this whole thing, it's something I just never did. And if I did do videos in the past, I would pre-record them, and then I would have to worry about hearing things back.
Well, you are absolutely doing fantastic. Yeah, and Ruby says, I probably have so many online friends that are guys hiding behind female avatars that stuff doesn't bother me. The only time when it becomes a problem is when you get into a relationship and you're still actually no, Retro's Canadian, Catherine. You get into a relationship under the false pretenses of, well, yes, I'm presenting as a different gender, which is how I lost that. And I was really heartbroken when I lost that one role-playing friend, because we'd been partners for such a long time. We had such a fantastic series of stories that we were doing that was in the Star Trek universe. And then I had to let them down easy and say, listen, I know you're stuck on the gull, because I was playing a Cardassian. Yes, Cardassians can be hot. Shut up. Yeah. And she just couldn't, I came clean to her and I let her down as easily as I could. But the friendship couldn't survive. I feel really bad to this day. I had no idea that she didn't realize that she thought I was actually male, because it was around, because I was going by Steel Hyena at that time. And it was around. Everybody's like, yeah, well, Steel's a chick. And it was just, it caught me by surprise. It just kind of, it still hurts. So no, actually, I possess boobs, and they're actually very nice boobs. These females don't exist on the internet.
Oh man, I heard of that in the last video too.
Yeah, yeah, but you know, yeah, it can be. It can be. They're not moobs. I'm fat, but I have boobs, not moob boobs.
Oh god.
This is getting ridiculous, but I like that it's getting ridiculous because it's better than it being all stressful and awful, isn't it?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
I'll admit.
Skinner goes,
I
tiggle bitties.
I'll admit I was a little nervous about doing this.
Well, I promised you that it wasn't going to turn into a shit cake and I wasn't going to take a dump on you. Man, oh God, Costa Rica. Manchester's. Oh Lord. Yeah. My virtual tabletop game, we have somebody, we characterize him as river trash. If he was in this world, it's a fantasy universe. If he was in this world, he would be trailer trash. Absolutely, hayseed ass country fuck type. And tiggle bitties is one of his things. Like, oh, did you see them tiggle bitties? Right out there, can't miss them. And so we delete this. Yes. Which, God. Maybe I'll kick you an invite to that. At least you can sit in and like listen to the madness tomorrow, because we play tomorrow. It went really, really well, and it always does. We've been doing this since, I want to say, January. We've had this game running, and that's got some legs for something that's being run entirely online.
Yes, like most of them have to be run online too, especially with the current things going on.
Yeah, the goddamn coof.
Yes. I even have like tons of role plays I do, which is like all text based as well, which I do as well. So it's like not too much commitment, especially working 2 jobs. And
Ooh.
I do work 2 jobs. I've seen people think that I don't work at all, but yes, I do work 2 jobs.
No, I believe you. But yeah, so I do understand how, like, role players are kind of a different breed, and it's very, very easy for us to slide into what we do in role play elsewhere, because Suit brings up this video isn't about RPG, and he's right.
It isn't.
But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to break that pattern of behavior, and we're going to have you be you, and we're going to have you teach you how to just knock the shit out of somebody if they're doing wrong shit. So we'll discuss that further in private. 1 second. I just had to say something to someone, but yeah. Yeah, I can't believe, well, it's 35 now. And I'm still kind of floored that I had this many people on this stream. Slurp, slurp. This stream is tea. Slurp, slurp. Toxic, you're weird. And I'm actually very pleased because we only had 1 troll.
I do want to respond. Yes, Suit, I know people that support others and keep friends who have people pedos, yes. But if you look into it, yes, they're doing horrible stuff. I've called it out. But wouldn't you say that is guilt by association? That I can't be friends with them because they're a bunch of shitheads. You yourself, if you recall, when Arson was having issues with you even said to have Holly go and shake your friends, but they can still be friends. I've done the same thing. At the end of the day, they are still my friends. There's going to be no guilt by association, and you don't do that. I know you don't.
Yeah, certain behaviors do need to be called out publicly. I understand wanting to keep things private, but as someone who hates conflict, this is something I would have reacted publicly to. And Kitty's right; they're just really not all about the confrontation. Um, again, Suit, I'm more than happy to have you come on. Would you be comfortable doing that? I got to put this up. Yes, I am Hell's Bells. A paranormal drama llama loves to call me Hell's Bells and act like it's an insult. That's a fucking badass song from a badass band, thank you. I am Hell's Bells. Yes, please hit a thumbs up if you guys appreciate this stream. But your choices have all actions. That's. I don't give a fuck. Righty may smarten up and try to come back from this, but he's not going to come back with me.
Yes, I've told Righty definitely my views. He told me if I thought he did something wrong, I would call him out publicly. I have told him in DMs, but I have now said it publicly, and
it's appreciated. And Suit says, if you're happy being friends with Righty, then go for it. Enjoy it, Robert. I can't. Nobody has the right to tell you who to associate with. But there's that whole saying about lay down with dogs, wake up with fleas. Do you want fleas?
Not really. I just look. I've also had a talk with Kaylee about this, and I think this is how I came to it. I think I like the Righty that I know. He's always had my back. I've had his back. And this Righty here, yes, I like to think it's the same Righty, but it's not. But in the end, he had my back. And maybe that's why I never called him out as much as I have.
Well, this is the thing. He had my back at one time. He had Suit's back at one time. This is a pattern of behavior with him. I don't want you to get so immersed in his pattern of behavior and so associated with him that you continue to have problems because of it. And again, I'm not trying to choose your companions for you. Believe me, that is just, when somebody does that shit to me, it makes me want to just, punt them across the parking lot. But I don't want you to be in a situation where you are made to be an accessory to Righty. The Righty we know is gone. I don't know what's happened to him. Now, Catherine, I feel he is listening. If he wasn't going to listen, he would have gotten out of the stream long ago. So that's just thoughts I want to, have you roll over through your mind. Does anyone have any further questions? This particular stream has been very draining, probably on both of us. And I don't know about you, Robert, but I'm starting to get a little shaky.
A little bit. I do understand that it does look bad. I have called out. I've given him his time, and I do have a lot to think about. I have an open mind. I've always said I have an open mind. I don't make up just decisions on the blue. I always check all my sources of late, and before I make up. And that's why I'm here as well. Not just to apologize. I wanted to get your guys' points. I haven't talked to you probably in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, since it happened. Yeah, because the minute I found out, well, anybody that's been around for like this whole thing would absolutely go, oh, okay, well, we know that Bells is going to side with Suit.
No,
Because
I can prove the fact that Melanie did not delete her Facebook because I'm still friends with her on Facebook.
Okay, so she just blocked him then. Okay, well, we are going to have a conversation with Melanie. It's, I know that it's difficult to, expect that it happened considering what's gone on in the past, but I am going to make sure that this happens. Because after all, Aleister Crowley did say love is the law, and that's the law by which I function. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go on ahead and call this here, because I'm starting to feel really shaky and not feel very good, and I don't. Wait, who's sending me what? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to frazz out. So let's go on ahead and call it here. If you want to stay on after we get off live, we can talk a little bit. No,
I'll be around.
No, it's not, Suit. It's not because of you. There are this type of mediation under a charged situation where I have a bunch of people that are angry, and rightly so, at the same time as trying to help somebody be their better self and address the anger without caving in, without like having a whole bunch of drama be the result. That would be hard on anyone. So I'm going to be okay. This is stuff that I've done many times, and I will continue to do it. And so what I want to say is thank you guys. Thank everyone for being here.
Thank you, and I am very, very, very sorry, Suit. I'll if you want to talk more, we can. And
wait, Sasha, what was your question? Because the chat is just flying by, and I'm also focusing on DMs too.
Oh, question.
I bet I know the answer to that one.
Definitely not. There was like 2 times, but definitely not. I should say I also apologize to Forsaken Falcon. It didn't last as long, but it was. I should say sorry about that as well.
That's good that you felt powerful enough to come clean, and I really applaud you for that. Yes, Forsaken Falcon was also.
Suit, you know this. You mentioned it in my DMs.
Okay, guys, remember, let's try and uplift the behavior that we want to see, and not just tear them down. Seriously, do you really think so, Professor? He thinks I'm a good interviewer. Maybe I could do a podcast. I don't know. I've never considered it.
No, Suit, never vomit.
So let's go on ahead and call it here. And we're going to go on ahead and keep talking.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. Everybody that's watched me, thank you so much for the support. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being such an awesome side chat. I really, really appreciate the fact that everybody was as supportive as they were able to be. The anger is understood, but let's see if we can heal. There might be further stuff to come out. I don't know. So God's bless you all. As I say, love is the law, love under will. Good night.